Hello viewers, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Chena Mukh only on Channel S. On Chena Mukh, you know what we do, we interview famous faces from Bangladesh. Now today I have with me somebody who's extremely beautiful in my perspective. I have had a wonderful time speaking to her. And I'd like to introduce her to you now. And that's Rafah Nanjeba Torsa. She is the present title holder of Miss World Bangladesh 2019. Welcome to Channel S, Torsa.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you so much. That was a very, what should I say, interesting introduction. And since it's a new year, I'd like to also wish a very happy new year to our viewers and everyone here in Channel S. And it's a delight to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. Your name, Rafah Nanjeba Torsa, it's such a beautiful name. Who kept that name for you?
Well, Rafah Nanjeba Torsa, it's a name that's kept by my father and my mother. They both jointly kept it. And it has a very interesting meaning as well. I really like to share it. It's called Beautiful World. Rafah Nanjeba means all the synonyms of beauty, and Torsa means world. It's altogether a beautiful world.
Oh, that is a fantastic meaning. And you know what? And now you are Miss World Bangladesh.
Yes.
And that's just so beautiful. Now, how did you actually get to participate, at this year's pageant?
Thank you for that question. This year's pageant, it basically was something that I planned suddenly. What happened is nobody got to know that I actually registered for the event, and it happened because I am really fascinated about the Beauty with a Purpose project of the Miss World, which is basically the main focus of the whole pageant, and it really intrigued me on participating in the Miss World Bangladesh pageant. So I just registered, and out of nowhere I got a text that you have an audition that's due after a few days. I got the text after registering about 2 to 3 days after. It was suddenly. I was in Chattogram. I live in Chattogram. And yes, no one knew, my mom or anyone from the family, and I just went and asked that, well, I got a text from this pageant. I got selected. There were around 37,000 applicants, and they shortlisted some around 600 from those 37,000. And I got shortlisted, and I asked my mom that, can I go? Can we go? And she was like, okay, if you are interested.
That's amazing. You're a very, very lucky person. 37,000 people.
Yes.
And you are
all over Bangladesh, 37,000 applicants. That's really great. And since it's the third time that Miss World Bangladesh pageant took place for the international pageant as well. So it's the third time for Bangladesh, and on the third time having 37,000 applicants, it's a very big deal. It is.
Yeah. Of course it's a big deal. It's an amazing big deal. Obviously you didn't tell anybody and you applied.
No.
And that was very good. Who then afterwards gave you the encouragement? I mean, from that stage, I mean, you worked very hard to get where you are now. You know, it's not an easy challenge. I mean, first of all, you had to outcome the 37,000, then shortlisted to 6,000, and now you are
600 to 600. A lot.
It's a lot of hard work. Who would you say gave you the main encouragement, and then who was like kind of standing by you?
It was my mom. It was definitely my mom, and my family as well. Because, without you can achieve anything you want in your life if you really have that mindset. But if you have your family, your mother beside you, it becomes easier. And that's what happened in my case. My mom, she just stood beside me no matter what, because I'm not someone who usually am into much of a beauty pageant or any kind of pageantry world. So it was something completely new for me. And when you know it's something, when you go to some place new, you have a little bit difficulty adapting if you don't have that much of the right surrounding
and
around
the right
you.
support as well.
Yes, so my family, my mum.
So obviously a lot of the thanks here goes to your mum.
It does.
And do you have
and I'm just sorry for interrupting,
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
younger brother as well,
Oh.
because my mum and we had to live in Dhaka for around 2 to 3 months. And my brother, he just was in Chittagong alone. He appeared his JSC exam, that's the Junior School Certificate exam in Bangladesh. It's a public examination, all by himself with my other family members. So maybe he was the one that sacrificed the most for me to come to the place that I am today.
It seems like a good family connection you have.
It is.
And with obviously a pageant like this, we are from Bangladesh. A lot of families would not even allow their children to get to even the application stage.
Yes.
So yeah, you are very lucky.
I am.
And you're very lucky to have a family who supported you so much. Yeah.
I am.
You're very passionate. You're a very passionate woman. I've had a wonderful conversation with you.
Thank you.
And what's your motto?
Well, my motto has always been to serve for the smile of humanity. Like the one thing that I really believe, and whenever I'm doing anything that can be culturally or as a volunteer or anything at all, I really believe that you have to be the change you want to see in your life. It's not about complaining, it's about doing what the right thing is. And that's my motto, and that's what I have always been believing, and I believe, and I will believe. And I promote that as well.
I'm going to come a bit more to what kind of you promote and what you're going to do further, because obviously you've already, what you're already doing is highlighting Bangladesh in a major mainstream, way. Because living in London, we knew about you, through all types of social media, not just the Bangladeshi press, because you are an amazing woman.
Thank you.
You've had, obviously, we've come back to it. It is a tough journey that you've had. What would you say in this actual competition? So after the main steps, what for you was one of the hardest parts for you to kind of win?
Okay, for the Miss World Bangladesh pageant. Okay, the hardest part, was when you have a group of talented women all competing for one title. And basically you have a mindset where you don't compare with others and always try to stay positive and calm and poised, and you think about your target. That's really tough for any person. So that was one thing that I felt was a bit challenging for me, because always, you see, when you have a very amazing group of ladies competing, and you don't compare with them, and you always have a focus that I have to do this to win or to go to that stage. That's really tough. So yeah, that was something.
There was one thing that you said, after the application there was, I'm sorry to kind of go back to the whole process of where you got to, because a lot of viewers may not actually know how difficult it actually is, and also how many processes there are. But the actual process, you didn't just go and sit in Dhaka for 3 months.
No.
You did things, didn't you?
Yes.
What were some of the things that you had to do to get to the 600 and then get to the 100 finalists?
Okay, thank you. Basically, we had around a few of the rounds. I'll just go through a brief discussion of the whole thing. We started from 37,000 applicants. We had a 23 days journey altogether. From 37,000 applicants, we went to 600 applicants. We were auditioned, and then we were selected and shortlisted to 100. And from 100, we were again auditioned and shortlisted to around 60 something. From then, we started our rounds. It's called we had the first head-to-head round, where we were given certain topic on stage. We had to do a draw. We were given topic, and we had to go head-to-head against another competitor. And we spoke, and whoever was good. They have some criterias, and you have to meet the criterias, and those participants that met the criterias, they were shortlisted to around top 40 something, and then from top 42 maybe we were all again shortlisted to 24. We had a top model round, and from 24 we got shortlisted to 20. And the top 20, we had a round called the top talent round. And from the top talent round, we got shortlisted to top 12. And from the top 12, it was our gala night. We got shortlisted. We were asked questions. We had to do a queue. And they all, it's basically a thing that you don't do the whole judgment on the grand finale night. They go through the 23 days journey. They go through how you are as a person, what can you do for the society in a lot of things. And then this just finally, from top 12, top 6, top 3, and then 1.
That's an amazing journey.
It is.
I'm sure you're going to have these memories forever.
Yes, of course.
Coming back to it, so then when you received your actual crown, you actually given the crown by last year's winner, which was Jannatul Ferdous Oishi,
yes.
Miss World Bangladesh 2018. How was your feeling? Because for me, if I won, I think I would cry. I don't know what I would do. How was your feeling?
You can see the smile.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was me and our first runner-up, Mayami Khuld, she's an amazing person. We were just holding hands and standing in. They suddenly announced that Miss World Bangladesh 2019 is Rafah Nanjeba Torsa, and I couldn't believe. I'm like, am I hearing it correct? What's happening? And I just hugged her. I was puzzled. And the first thing after becoming puzzled that came into my mind is, yes, this is the right time when I can really promote what I want to do for the women of my country, for my community, and for Bangladesh. This is the stage. I just did it, and now I have so much responsibility. That's the first thing that really came into my mind. And of course, I was all like, what? What just happened? That's all.
It took a few seconds for it to sink in.
It took a lot of days, not a few seconds. It took a lot of days. I was like, am I daydreaming? What's happening?
You woke up the next day and you just look at the ceiling and you thought, did that happen?
It was a different day because usually when I wake up, I don't really get that much calls or anything from the media. And the next day after the pageant finished, from that night, I continuously got calls, I got texts, a lot of things, people congratulating me. It was a beautiful chaos, as I would term it.
Yeah. How much mishti did you eat that day? Everybody's bringing you mishti, flowers.
None.
You had no mishti?
No. I had sleep. I slept after a very, very tremendously hectic, enjoyable 23 days.
And I think a well-deserved long sleep.
Yes, it was.
Obviously, you are an extremely talented woman. You're intelligent, and obviously you've proven that by winning. How did you actually? What were your thoughts throughout this process? So you did mention that in one of the rounds it was a talent round. I think it's the last 20.
Yeah.
So what talent did you actually show there?
I did a group dance where we were judged individually on our dance, and I individually performed an act. It was basically a theatrical performance. It's my own script and thing. It was an act of an autistic child, because the children with special need in our society, I would say that they are not that much welcomed as normal people, or me and you, we are welcomed in our society. So I just try to portray that, the feeling that they get when they're completely separated from the society by their parents, by their peers, and they're always told to get off and that they don't belong there. That's what I portrayed there on the talent round. And I would like to answer the first question that you asked me, that what my whole thought process was during the whole time. The one thing that I would say is, this is something that happens when you are in a competition or in any kind of pageant or anything at all, that you really try to compare with the other person that's there. We have to remember always, and this is something that I always remember and believe, that you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that your own competitor is you, and you have to better yourself, because you're going to see amazing people with different kind of talents that you might not have. So you have to better yourself. That's something that I had all throughout the competition, that I have to focus on myself, I have to focus on my target, and I have to like not think about what others are thinking about me or what others are better than me. I have to better myself.
You also, like, obviously you've done some research, and you've also won 2 national awards for your dancing.
Yes, I did.
That's one of your hobbies. You have many hobbies, and I'm going to come to some of them in a bit. How did you get into dancing, and then how did you feel when you received these awards, and how old were you?
Okay, I got into dancing when I was at the age of 3.5 years. My mom basically, then again, my mom, she basically took me to my first dancing class, and that's when I got involved. And from dancing, I got involved to recitation, to singing, not that much of singing though, to theatre, to mime, that's called silent art, to painting and public speaking, and just a little bit of something, yeah, nothing that big. So the national awards, it's basically one I got from the Honorable Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina herself. It was back in 2010. I won it for folk dance. And the next one was, it was in 2009, and the next one was in 2010. I won it from our Honorable Speaker, Dr. Shireen Sherman.
Wow.
Back in 2010, and it was for Bharatanatyam, classical dance. I was first. It was, of course, it was a gold medal, and it was something
talented from a young age. And I think it comes back also to your family. Your mother supported you from a young age.
My father, my whole family. I can proudly say that I come from a family which is culturally active. My family has a very, very, what should I say? I don't have the right term. Talent, I guess I would say, because my father, he's no more, but he had written 2 books that got on the Ekushe Boi Mela back in 2011 or 12. He had written, during his lifetime, he had written more than 1,000 songs. He composed, he did the lyrics, so he was an advocate.
You're from a talented family.
Yes, it's all in the genes, maybe.
And it's in the genes,
it's in the
you know?
genes, yeah.
It's in the genes, and it's just amazing. You know, the biggest thing you've obviously done for us as Bangladesh, you know, for Bangladesh is, you know, you've won this title, you know, you've come to England, you've spent, you know, 21 days with all the other Miss. You know, what do you think is your next step to kind of supporting Bangladesh? I mean, you spoke to me, you said a few things about, you know, you're very strong, you feel really strongly about women's projects and bringing women forward, you know, and what's your next step?
I've been doing social work from the age of 11 years through Lions Club International. I'm a Leo. I'm the youngest president of my club this year, for this service year. And I've been doing projects on education and women empowerment. So that's what I would really like to focus on, because women in our country, I really want to promote equity, not equality. And I really want every single gender, it can be women, trans, men, anyone to know that equity is more important than equality. I want to work with the children there. I want to work for the mental health, on their education. Education can change a person. Then the person can change the world. So education doesn't really go and change the world. It changes the person, and then the person changes the world. And that's something I really want to do for Bangladesh. I really want to bring up a generation that's going to turn our nation into something that it really should be.
Yes, and some of the things that you have picked up on, Torsa, you know, it's not just an issue just in Bangladesh either. You know, women everywhere, whether it is even in sports, as you were saying before, even in sports we need more funding, not just in Bangladesh, but in every country.
Not in sports. I would say that we need to really let our people, not only women, let our people know that women are really capable of doing things that you can't imagine.
Of course, yes.
And that's where the equity comes. I really want to focus on our SDG goals. I really want to work on our SDG goals as well, because our SDG goals, all the 17 goals that we have, all focuses directly or indirectly on equity, all focuses directly or indirectly on education. I really want people to know that.
For some of our viewers, they might not know what SDG goals are. Do you want to?
It's the goals that has been given to the developing countries by the United Nations Development Program. It's called Sustainable Development Goals. The goals that are not going to just be there and then vanish, it will sustain. So these are the programs that the government are taking. Our government is going through all these programs and to basically better our livelihood and the development of Bangladesh.
Okay, you've had a very, very busy few months. So
Yes.
my question to you is, let's chill on some of the questions now. If next month you had a choice to go to any country in the world, where would you like to go?
Okay, so now that's something I would say. It's I wouldn't really want to go to any other country. I would really want to go and visit all the places in Bangladesh, all the divisions, all the districts, everything. I really plan on visiting every single place in Bangladesh, because Bangladesh is so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. People, this is what I always tell people when I have lunch with them. You know, Bangladesh is a beautiful place, and
It
you just
is.
have to find the right people to go with, or you just need to do your research.
You don't even need anyone. Just go on a solo tour. That's all that matters.
And as you know, your last week, obviously we launched Chena Square, which
Okay.
we've just shown you around.
Yes.
You know, so viewers, if you want to get a brief idea.
It's really, I would like to tell the viewers that it's amazingly beautiful. You should come here and you should just go through the Hall of Bangladesh. I would say, I just named it myself. It's called the Hall of Bangladesh. It has everything that you need to know about Bangladesh. Just come and visit here.
Thank you very much for that quick promo there. Yeah,
Not
it
at
is
all.
absolutely beautiful,
It
and you
is.
do get everything, from tea gardens and
From the history
Yeah.
to the present, everything.
yeah. You know, what's your favorite food?
Though I can't or don't get to eat it now that much, but my favorite food is dal, aloo bharta, bhat, ilish. Though I'm not really good at what should I say, macher kata bacha. I'm not really good at that.
These are some of the best dishes.
It is.
These are my husband's best dishes.
Okay. Okay, so then just invite me for lunch.
Of course we will. How old were you when you started singing?
Of the age of 4 years, but I really didn't have any kind of, what should I say, institutional learning for singing. It was my father. I did go to an institute, but I just left it because I really didn't get that kind of connection that I got for the other
The other things you're doing,
other
like your
things that I'm
dancing
doing. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's my father basically that really got me connected to singing,
Would
and my
we-
mother too.
Would we be lucky enough to hear a few?
Of course, I
lines?
can try.
That would be
Why not?
fantastic. What would you like to sing?
Okay, I'll go for a Rabindra Sangeet, and this is a song that I particularly love for its lyrics because it's something that promotes a beautiful world. Anandoloke Mongolaloke Birajo Shotto Sundaro মহিমা তব উদ্ভাসিত মহাগগন মাঝে বিশ্বজগত মণিভূষণ বেষ্টিত চরণে আনন্দ লোকে মঙ্গলা লোকে বিরাজ সত্য সুন্দর ধন্যবাদ
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful. Amongst all your talents, you know, we've got singing, we've got dancing, acting.
Yes.
You know, in the future, you know, what's your plan? You plan on going, you know, working in movies?
I believe that I can or we can do anything, any kind of work that really can inspire one person at least. So of course, if there's any kind of work like that, I would love to do.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I think you did say something about, you know, you work with theatres,
Yes.
you know, miming. And miming is something that a lot of people in Bangladesh probably don't even know about.
Exactly.
You know, and to promote that, that would just be fantastic.
That would be. And
You know.
I would really like to share something that I have been honored enough, and I'm really proud while I say this, that I could represent Bangladesh with a team in India at the Mandi House for International Theatre Fest, and we did mime, and we basically did a play called Kaktarua. The Kaktarua, it basically is a portrait of the freedom fighters, that the Kaktarua is there to save its country, and the Black Crows were basically the Pak Bahini. So that's what we portrayed in front of all the countries that came there. They were very big countries, and they all were there, and I could proudly do that. It was a mime. It was back in 2008. So I really love to share this, because mime is a kind of art that we don't really know that much, but it's something that you can do without speaking, just through your movements, your expressions, and just throw a message. It's basically, I just say that I really love to promote cultural activities, because these are something that you can really touch a person's heart without even have to say anything. You just speak so much without even moving your lips.
As we're coming closer, you know, there's so many, you know, we have like thousands of questions we want to ask you. You know, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, you also talked about poetry. Would you like to give our viewers a few lines?
I'd like to do a recitation, something from Rabindranath Tagore. And I guess our audience know who Rabindranath Tagore is, so I'll just go directly to the poem. Aji e probhate robir kor, kemone poshilo praner por, kemone poshilo guhar adhare probhat pakhir gan, na jani keno re eto din pore, jagiya uthilo pran, জাগিয়া উঠেছে প্রাণ, ওরে উথলে উঠেছে বাড়ি, ওরে প্রাণের বাসনা প্রাণের আবেগ রুধিয়া রাখিতে নারী, থর থর করি কাঁপিছে ভূধর, শিলা রাশি রাশি পড়িছে খসে, ফুলিয়া ফুলিয়া ফেনিল সলিল, গরজি উঠেছে দারুণ রোষে, হেথায় হোথায় পাগলের প্রায়, ঘুরিয়া ঘুরিয়া মাতিয়া বেড়ায়, বাহিরিতে চায় দেখিতে না পায়, কোথায় কারার দ্বার, কেন রে বিধাতা পাষাণ হেন, চারিদিকে তার বাঁধন কেন, ভাঙড়ে হৃদয় ভাঙড়ে বাঁধন, সাধরে আজিকে প্রাণের সাধন, লহরীর পরে লহরী তুলিয়া, আঘাতের পরে আঘাত কর, মাতিয়া যখন উঠেছে পরাণ, কিসের আধার কিসের পাষাণ, উথলি যখন উঠেছে বাসনা, জগতে তখন কিসের ডর। ধন্যবাদ। Thank you.
Just amazing.
It's, I would like to say what the poem basically says. I believe that the poet, through the poem, is basically trying to say that we shouldn't let ourselves be confiscated to our surroundings. We should break it all, and we should just go forward. Go for it.
That was so amazing.
Thank you.
So what's your favourite sport? Do you have a favourite sport?
Well, I have a favourite sport. My favourite sport, I can't really say one favourite sport. I love football and cricket, both of them. But I myself, I play handball. I've been in our college handball team when I was back in my college. And we played national games at national level. So yeah.
When I was in college, I used to play basketball.
Wow,
and
that's
then
great.
netball.
That's
because
great.
basketball then just got too hard because I was too short. So then I moved to netball because it was just women, and it was just easier.
It was easy.
It was so much easier.
Okay.
What do you think? Like we've talked about sports and stuff. I mean, do you think there's a particular sport in Bangladesh that women are doing now that we could support them more in?
I believe that women are not doing any particular sport. They're doing multiple sports like football. The women team is doing really great. Cricket, the women team is doing really great. You can see the Commonwealth Games. Women are doing really great. The SARC Games, women are doing really well. So I wouldn't say that any particular game. I would just really love it that if the women are supported, even financially, or all the funding and everything is done properly, they're going to outshine all the other teams in the whole world. I believe that because our women in such a short period of time, they've done so brilliant in so many sports. And we see the headlines every single day on newspapers, on channels and everything. It makes everyone so proud.
It does, and I think we just need to promote it to the older generation as well, to let their children, to let the girls in their homes to go out and do that.
Exactly, and I think that we can do that. It basically is something that is taking a bit of time, but yes, change is happening, change is coming.
Yeah, I mean, even in this country, it took a time for them to even let women to vote. You know, so it does happen, and it will happen one day. As we're coming to the end, you know, of the program, just some quick questions. So, your favorite color?
I like dark colors, black.
Your favorite country apart from Bangladesh?
Okay, I have to think. There's so many.
Let's go for the top three then.
Okay, for the top three, I'd go for Costa Rica. I'd go for Belarus. And France.
So obviously you are Miss, you've just won Miss World Bangladesh. And my producer said, do we have any future plans, family, marriage?
Well, these are something that are really uncertain, but I'd say that not now. No, not now. No. Maybe or maybe not.
That's a very good answer. And if there is maybe Prince Charming out there, I mean, what's your what would you like in a guy,
Well, I'd just say that there's nothing called Prince Charming. There's nothing called Prince Charming. I would really like a guy. My Prince Charming, the version of my Prince Charming is someone that doesn't have to have good looks or anything like that. It's something that comes from within, a person that you connect with mentally, basically, the mindset. That's the kind of guy I'd be looking for.
Would you like him to have some of the talents that you have as well?
No, I don't really think so.
Different.
It would be good, but if not, then that's fine.
With that, saying that, me and my husband, we support 2 different political parties. Just for fun. And it's quite interesting,
okay.
It just makes a relationship stronger. Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming. And I just want to say, what would you like to say to our channelist viewers?
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having here. Thank you for beautifully presenting this whole show. And to all our viewers who are listening and seeing, I'd like to say that we should really know what beauty is. We should really understand that beauty is something that is not stereotyped, or we can't really objectify it by the clothes we wear, by the way we look, or by the way we dress, or anything like that. It's something totally that you have within your mindset. And beauty is something which comes when you truly love yourself, because then and there you can love everyone else. And that's when you become truly beautiful. That's it. Have a great new year, and always remember, be the change you want to see. Thank you.
So viewers, we've just finished our amazing interview with President Miss World Bangladesh 2019, Rafah Nanjeba Torsa. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for wishing our viewers a happy new year. So viewers, until next time, we do hope you have a wonderful new year. Thank you to our producer, Ahad Ahmed, and our channelist team. Happy New Year again.